until I can't do it anymore. But thank you for the kind words. And finally, I want to read an email from Jamie in Waterloo. Actually, this might be the, how about that? Just realized, total coincidence. We have two people in the mailbag this week from Waterloo. Maybe they know each other. Curtis in Waterloo, Ontario, and now we have Jamie. But I want to thank Jamie again for his support on the New Year's Eve stream last night. He said it's okay to read this on the show, so I want to read this email from him. Because I just wanted to thank you for getting back to me the day that my fiance died last year. Day by day, every day does get easier over time, although the special days can be difficult. You were right that time makes things easier. I find being open about it helps a lot, just telling people my story and everything leading up to my fiance's death. Anyone listening that has experienced the loss of a loved one, I can't imagine how they feel, especially yourself. But my advice is to just talk about it when you can. Being open about it makes it easier every time. Don't keep it bottled up, as your mind will fuck with you. Share your memories of happier days and all the great things that you did with that person. Memories will always last forever. I don't get much time to listen to the podcast, but I try to support the show when I can. Keep up the hard work in 2023. If Reigns and Rock happens at WrestleMania 39, I just might have to buy it. Well said, Jamie. I think that's some great advice. And we have a good community of people. So anytime you want to pop onto one of the live streams and hang out, you know where to find me. And you know where to find me. Each and every Sunday. We're doing it this year like we did in 2022 and every other year. Each and every Sunday, next Sunday. It's going to be episode 790. 790 of the Sound Off coming up next week. I'm sure coming out of Wrestle Kingdom and a big AEW show on Wednesday, there'll be plenty of news to talk about. So come on back here next Sunday. Follow me on Twitter, @SoloMonsters. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube and help me get to 72,000 subscribers. That is the next goal that we're slowly crawling for. Frustratingly slowly, but we are slowly making our way to 72K. And that's all I got. It's been a busy weekend. We had a long night with the stream last night if you missed it. I went live on New Year's Eve, third year in a row. We hung out. We did some prediction stuff. And hung out from 1 year into the next. So if you want to go back and take a look at that, the video is up on the YouTube channel. Be well, stay safe. Happy New Year again to each and every single one of you, wherever you may be in the world. And I will be back here with you again, as always, at 790 next Sunday. Until then, Happy New Year.
The SoloMonsters sounds off.
We had Butch taking on Ludwig Kaiser. So Butch targeted the fingers of Kaiser. Kaiser rolled to the floor. Kaiser rolled. Oh, I just popped myself. Kaiser roll. I fucking love it. I'm going to take a drink. Sometimes it's the little things that amuse me most. Oh, man. Kaiser roll to the floor. I promise you, Sean, I was not. I didn't have that in my back pocket. I was not waiting for the ring shot. Sometimes these things just come together in a perfect way.
The SoloMonsters sounds off. Each week, bursting with content. Podcasts, predictions, reviews, YouTube live streams, and more. Become a channel member for perks. And follow the SoloMonster on Twitter @SoloMonster. SoloMonster sounds off.
Are you suffering from chronic joint and back pain? Downtown Healthcare in Denver offers effective alternative therapies that are non-invasive, non-surgical, and drug-free. Start your journey to a pain-free life. Call Downtown Healthcare at 303-292-9992, now in Lowry or downtown.
Merit received a $50,000 cash prize playing Chumba Casino this
I
year.
was only playing for fun, so winning this was a dream come true.
Chumba Casino is America's #1 social casino experience. It's serious fun. With over 80 casino-style games to choose from, you too can win life-changing amounts of cash. Be like Mary. Log on to ChumbaCasino.com and give them a whirl. That's ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details. The voice in the preceding commercial was not the actual voice of the winner.
Detected. Location code. Go by hostiles. Access key detected.
Hey everyone, Rogold here, and today, to ring in the new year, we've received what I think is a pretty surprising but undoubtedly exciting update for one of Massive Entertainment's, developers of The Division, next big undertaking, the Star Wars project. And why I want to cover this is because this project has a lot of correlation to the very anxiously awaited but not confirmed Division 3 game, and that's for several reasons, so we're going to break it all down, but this should be a pretty fun one to go through, so let's get to it. And let us begin with just a bit of context for this Star Wars game, because I'm sure there's some people watching who don't really know much of the backstory here about how it connects to The Division. Massive Entertainment is, of course, lead developer on The Division 1 and 2, and they also spearheaded development on The Division 2's 2020 expansion, Warlords of New York. Unbeknownst to us at the time, but as we learned later, it was after Warlords launch when many of The Division 2's team began to be siphoned off to go work on this new Star Wars game, and it's alleged that Ubisoft signed the deal to make the game back in 2019. With the benefit of hindsight, we can go back and kind of see that with The Division 2's Year 2 content following Wongi, there was a bit of a content decline in terms of the volume and depth of new content and features that were being released each season. And at the time, we hoped that this was because Massive was gearing up towards a full development on a Division 3, but then we learned in January of 2021, so 2 years ago now, that's crazy, that the studio was in development on a new Star Wars game. This sent the Division community into a spiral because we had no idea what was going to come next, and that whole story is kind of what led us to getting the Year 4 content that we're now in the midst of, so I think most of you know that tale. But what's important to keep in mind is that while Massive has two other major games they're making, Avatar and Star Wars, the vast majority of the Division's whole team is on the ladder. Undoubtedly, Avatar has some old Division people, but given that game began development around 2017, I believe it started simultaneously to when the Division team was really ramping up on the Division 2. And there have been blogs and interviews and stories and whatnot explaining how Massive created almost two adjacent studios, one for Division and one for Avatar, so the two teams didn't even need to mingle too much. And so, of course, that was until 2020 when major portions of the Division 2's team was being moved over to Star Wars. This includes the likes of Julian Garrity, the Division 1 and 2's most creative director, Frederick Thylander, the weapons guy, Drew Reckner, who did a bunch of AI stuff on Division, and eventually became the